Why do smart, capable leaders get stuck? And how can we get unstuck? So let's acknowledge that most of us reach a point of friction in our lives where we are striving or reaching for something that's ahead and we can't seem to get any traction. And these can be big moments of frustration. Our confidence can go down because we feel like, hey, I'm really smart. I can figure out other things. Why can't I figure this out? If we're going to talk about how we make change, it's helpful to have a formula to help navigate our conversations around it. So this is the Gleicher formula, and it stands for D, dissatisfaction, times FV, future vision, times A, action. All of that has to be greater than R, resistance, in order to create change. So let's look again at dissatisfaction. So I recently had a conversation with a woman leader who was expanding on all the reasons why things were not working in her current career: the long hours, the burnout, the pay that didn't meet the long hours, the stress she was feeling in her body, the way she was showing up with her family members after work, distracted, not present. So all of these reasons. And then immediately after that conversation, she said, I should just be more grateful. There was this abrupt halt. One foot on the gas. I want to change this right away. Another foot, heavy foot on the brake, keeping us right where we are. So I want to point out how this pattern of starting to recognize what we're not satisfied with can often get followed up very quickly in women leaders with this pattern of what's wrong with you for thinking that way. In the book Burnout by the Nagoski sisters, they talk about human giver syndrome. And so what they've said is that some of us have been cultured and shaped to be human givers, and others of us have been cultured and shaped to be human beings or human receivers. So the human givers have been conditioned to always be paying attention to other people, to notice what it is that they might need, and then to automatically respond to make sure that their needs are taken care of. And the human beings have been conditioned that it's okay to have their needs taken care of. And so how this might show up, right, when we're trying to create personal change in our leadership or our career, what I've noticed is that for women leaders, we start to tiptoe into our dissatisfaction, notice that something is not okay. And then we start to blame or guilt ourselves for having those feelings. So all that energy we might have taken into solving the problem of our dissatisfaction gets put into making ourselves wrong for having that dissatisfaction. Let's look at human beings, which generally tend to be more male, but it's not always like this, generally tend to be more male. They recognize what's not working, and right away, they put that dissatisfaction into problem solving mode. So all the energy that women leaders can sometimes put into making themselves wrong, they're not doing that. They're putting it into solving the problem. So how do we resolve this tension? How do we get ourselves out of this? First of all, just notice for you. I'm speaking about general gender conditioning, which may not apply to you. Just notice for you, right? Do I have this pattern of I get dissatisfied and then right away I make myself wrong for being dissatisfied? Just notice that. Ask yourself this question. If I didn't make myself wrong for being dissatisfied, what would I put my energy and attention into next? Love to hear from you. Let me know how this lands with you.